In my last video, I shared a pretty big milestone with you. I finally paid off $34,000 in debt. It was the hardest thing I've ever done, but it was also the most rewarding. That $34,000 wasn't just a number, it was a chain that was keeping me from living my life. I promised you I'd tell you exactly how I did it, and today I'm delivering on that promise with a full 13-minute masterclass. We're getting into the real numbers, the actual strategies, and the hard truths that most financial gurus won't tell you. We're comparing the Snowball and the Avalanche side by side to see which one actually wins for your wallet and your brain. I'm Clara. This is Clara Cents. If you're ready to take your life back, let's get into the math. Before we even touch a calculator, we have to talk about the foundation, your mindset. Because debt is rarely just a math problem. It's a behavioral problem. It's about the choices we make every single day. If you don't change the behavior, the debt will always come back. Most people are living in survival mode. You're just trying to make it to the next payday while interest eats away at your hard work. Breaking free requires a total shift in perspective. You have to stop seeing debt as a normal part of life and start seeing it as an emergency. In my 20s, I was the queen of I'll deal with it later. I thought a little credit card debt was just what everyone did, but later eventually arrived. By 29, I was $34,000 in the hole and I was terrified. I remember sitting on my floor with every statement spread out around me. I realized I was working 40 hours a week just to pay for my past. That was the day I stopped making excuses and started making a plan. And that plan started with the Snowball. The debt snowball is the most famous strategy out there. It's the one Dave Ramsey has championed for decades. The rule is simple. Line up your debts from smallest balance to largest balance. This is where we ignore the math for a second. You're looking for the smallest mountain to climb first. It doesn't matter if the interest is 2% or 20%. Pay the minimums on everything else and attack that smallest debt with every extra dollar you can find until it's gone. When that first debt hits zero, you get that win. You get that shot of adrenaline that proves you're in control. Then you take that entire payment, the minimum plus the extra, and you roll it into the next smallest debt on your list. By the time you get to your largest debt, you're throwing a massive amount of money at it every month. That's the snowball effect. The reason this works isn't math, it's momentum. It keeps you from getting discouraged in the long, slow middle. Let's look at our 3-debt example again. Debt A is $500, debt B is $3,000, debt C is $8,000. With the snowball, you're knocking out that $500 balance in a couple of months. You feel successful immediately. But what if you're a person who cares more about the math than the feeling? That's where strategy number 2 comes in. The debt avalanche. This is the strategy for the logic-driven, math-motivated people out there, like I was. With the avalanche, you ignore the balances. Instead, you line up your debts from highest interest rate to lowest. You're looking for the leak in your bucket that's letting the most water out every single month. That's your high interest. You pay the minimums on everything, and you attack that highest interest rate with every extra dollar. You want that debt gone. The math here is undeniable. High interest is costing you money every day. The faster you kill it, the more money stays in your pocket. In our example, you'd attack that 22% debt first, even though it's $3,000. It's the logical choice. The catch? You might be working on that $3,000 balance for 6 or 8 months without a win. That's hard. This is why people fail with the avalanche. They get tired. They feel like they're working hard, but seeing no results. But if you can stick it out, the savings are massive. We're talking hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars in pure interest. Let's look at the head-to-head. I've run the numbers for a typical $15,000 debt scenario. In this scenario, the avalanche finishes 3 months sooner and saves you over $600 in interest, just from the order. On my $34,000, the avalanche saved me over $2,000 compared to the snowball. $2,000. That $2,000 was the difference between me starting my life with a safety net and starting from zero. It mattered. Now I want to address something huge. Debt myths. There's so much bad advice out there that keeps people trapped. Myth number 1, all debt is bad. Not exactly. Low interest debt for a house or education can be a tool. Consumer debt, that's the enemy. Myth number 2, you need a credit card balance to keep your score high. Nope. You need a good history, not a balance. Stop paying for your score. Myth number 3, you can't start until you have a huge income. Wrong. You start with $50, You start where you are. You have to stop waiting for the perfect time. The perfect time is today. The perfect time is right now. Debt payoff is a marathon, not a sprint. And just like a marathon, the hardest part is the middle. The part where the excitement is gone. That's when people quit. They feel like they've been working hard for a year and they're still $10,000 deep. I've been there. What saved me was my tracking. When I felt like I was failing, I looked back at where I started. I saw that I had already climbed half the mountain. But what happens when life hits? What do you do if you lose your job or your car breaks down while you're attacking debt? Rule number 1, stop the attack. If you hit a crisis, you pause the extra payments and you go back to minimums. You need to protect your cash. Rule number 2, do not go back into debt to solve a temporary crisis if you can avoid it. Use that $1,000 emergency fund we talked about. Rule number 3, as soon as the crisis passes, you get right back on the plan. Don't let a 1-month setback turn into a 1-year detour. This brings me to something even more dangerous than a car repair, the comparison trap. In the age of social media, it's deadly. You see people your age on vacations in new cars or in big houses, and you feel like you're failing because you're home eating rice and beans. But remember, you're comparing your behind the scenes to their highlight reel. Half of those people are drowning in debt to look that way. I call it the debt mirage. It looks like wealth, but it's actually just borrowed time. Don't trade your future freedom for a temporary image. Your race is with yourself, not them. Your goal is a life where you don't owe anyone a single cent. That's true luxury. And once you cross that finish line, that's when the fun really starts. You pivot from playing defense to playing offense. Think about the math. If you were paying $1,500 a month toward debt, that money is now yours, every single month. Now compound interest starts working for you instead of against you. That $1,500 invested can become millions over time. Debt payoff isn't just about getting to zero. It's about building the launch pad for the rest of your life. It's about options. Now, I want to walk you through the ultimate 5-step action plan to start today. Grab a pen. You're going to want to write this down. Step 1, the master list. You have to face the music. Get every single debt out in front of you. Every credit card, every loan. If you don't know your rates, log into your accounts or call the bank. You need the balance, the interest rate, and the minimum payment. Step 2, pick your strategy. Snowball if you need motivation, Avalanche if you want to save the most cash. Pick one and commit to it. Don't switch back and forth. Give your chosen strategy at least 6 months of total commitment. Let the momentum build. Step 3, the spending audit. Go through your last 3 months of bank statements. Look for the leaks. Find $50, find $100. If you can't find it in the budget, find it in your time. Sell things you don't need. Work an extra shift. That extra money is your freedom. Step 4, set up your automation. Automate the minimum so you never miss a payment. Automate your attack money for payday. The goal is to remove the decision. If you have to choose to pay the debt every month, eventually you'll make the wrong choice. Win by default. Step 5, the monthly review. Set a date with your money. Look at how much you've paid off. Celebrate that number dropping. Celebrate even a $50 drop. That's $50 of your future you just bought back. That's a massive win. I know this feels like an impossible mountain to climb. I sat in that exact spot, 34,000 deep, feeling like I'd never be free. But I got out in 28 months. And if I can do it, starting from exactly where you are, you can absolutely do it too. I am living proof that these strategies work. They aren't just for other people, they are for you. Your freedom is waiting. Drop a comment below and tell me your choice, Snowball or Avalanche. Telling someone else makes it real. Commit today. And tell me your number. No judgment here. Only people who are ready to do something about it. We're in this together. In the next video, we're tackling the big one, budgeting, but I promise it won't be boring or restrictive. I'm going to show you a system that actually fits your real life. That video goes up this week, so make sure you're subscribed. I'm Clara, this is Clara Cents. Go make your list, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Go get it. You've got this. Your new life starts today. I'll see you on the other side. You've got this.